Welcome back to another episode of the Lazio Career Mode, the last episode of this season here, where we come into it with 7 games left to go. We are currently 2 points behind Atalanta with 7 games left to go. AC Milan have a chance to get in the title race. They obviously have a game in hand, can get up to 66 points, and then be only 5 points behind them, but it's looking like it's a 2-horse race again. This time, not with Napoli, though, for once. Not with a team that's actually capable of winning every single game. We start here with Lazio. We have Hellas Verona, Sassuolo. We have AC Milan. We have Napoli. We have Inter Milan in the rest of our season. So those are some tough games. We jump straight into a simulation here with Hellas Verona, with David opening up the scoring in the 38th minute to make it 1-0 for Lazio. Again, this is another pre-recorded episode. We just got the season done and over with as Savinho makes it 2-0 in the 55th minute here to go ahead and double our lead and pretty much secure all 3 points against a relatively decent side of Italian football. David Remy finds Garrett. Garrett now, that's actually not Garrett, Savinho. He makes it 3-0. Well, that game is over. Next up is Sassuolo. We are pretty much going to go ahead and simulate through every game and jump in when needed. In all honesty, I'm pretty much sure we go ahead and simulate through every game. We start here with Diakate making it 1-0 for Sassuolo here. So Sassuolo takes a very early lead here in the game, making it 1-0. But 20 minutes later, here comes David Remy again on the score sheet, making it 1-1. Go ahead and drawing it level, and then right before the break here, a chance to make it 2-1, and Savinho slots it away to give us a lead going into the halftime break here against Sassuolo. And then 85th minute equalizer for Diakate. We go ahead and jump in to try and get another goal here to try and rescue all 3 points here. It does not work. It is a 2-2 draw against Sassuolo, and we got to settle with the points, so we're far deeper behind Atalanta in the table, which is never good. It is never good. And in fact, I think they just lost there. They did lose there, so we actually gained up on them. We are now only 1 point behind them. They actually lost a game there in there, so that point actually jumps us up to only 1 point, and now we go into the 34th game day of the season here against AC Milan. Last time we will ever see AC Milan in this glory hunter, unless we see him in the Champions League next season with Bayern Munich. That's a spoiler. As Jimenez, an early chance, he draws it, he gets his own rebound. David Raya can't save the rebound. Probably should have done better on the first save to make it 1-0, but then David Remy down the field off kickoff makes it 1-1. And just like that, we're back to level turns, and David Remy with the bicycle kick that he didn't properly land, and then Jimenez comes straight back down a couple minutes later to make it 2-1. We just are firing goals left, right, and center into the second half now, deep into the second half, 70 minutes. Savinho, he doesn't necessarily traveler, but he also does travel at the same time, makes it 2-2. We settle for a point against AC Milan. So another game where we settle for points. Atalanta win that game, so they go back up to being 3 points ahead of us, which is never good. Yeah, we don't want them to 3 points behind. We don't want them to 3 points ahead of us. We need to start catching up, and we're running out of time. And with Napoli and Inter Milan both to play, it's honestly not looking good here. And then jump into a simulation here against Parma, where we go ahead and draw a level, or we go ahead and take the lead 1-0, and then Savinho in the 88th to seal the deal makes it 2-0. So we at least pick up a point there. AC Milan go ahead and draw, so we don't really have to worry about them sneaking into the title race. It is, again, just us in Atalanta. And then here is a game against Napoli, against Osimhen, against Cavada, against Mendes, Zaniolo, Marino, one of the best keepers in the game. Marino is. He jumps into simulation here. Here comes Osimhen, actually jumping to playing Osimhen. Our defender tried to head it away without really being in a position to head it away. I would have preferred him to try and kick it away. That's why I hit square. Savinho sorts it to Garrett. Garrett goes ahead and levels it to make it 1-1 here against Napoli. And then a good ball in from Remy to find Garrett to try and make it 2-1, in which Garrett does slot it away. Of course he does. He makes it 2-1. He does this little sip in the tea celebration, as he, of course, is English and is a Bukayo Saka pre-gen. Cavada comes down the line now. He finds Sudakov. Back to Cavada. Whipped in for Osimhen. A beautiful header. A beautiful ball by Cavada. And it makes it 2-2 in the first half. David Remy, Garrett, Savinho. Beautiful work. 3-2. A 5-goal thriller in the first half in itself is absolutely exceptional. We're coming out on top at the moment, winning it 3-2. And right before the break, I do believe we might get one more chance here. No, the referee actually blows his whistle. I was actually quite mad when the referee blew their whistle there, but obviously I knew that was going to happen, and I was even more pissed that this goal went in. It's a P-roller from Carvella, gets past Deveremi, makes it 3-3. That was where I was questioning maybe signing Deveremi was a mistake, but Savinho makes up for that. He makes it 4-3 again. We are just trading goals left, right, and center here. 7 goals in only around 60 minutes of game time is absolutely crazy. It was actually around 50 in all honesty, because here comes the early 60s. It's Remy. It's into Garrett. It's Garrett into the back of the net. We take a 2-goal cushion. At least that settles the game down a little bit. Maybe settles down our nerves. Definitely settled down my nerves here playing this game here against Napoli. They obviously were the one to beat us last season in the trophy, so this game meant a lot to us. And then another fantastic ball into Osimhen. Excuse me for the burping. But another fantastic ball into Osimhen makes it 5-4. What a good time to try and get an equalizer. But nothing happens in these next 10 minutes. Quite honestly, we ball hogged. I ball hogged it. You can see here, I don't know when I showed you this, but I took the job for Germany for the Euros. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode 1, but we took the job for Germany for the Euros. This is me just doing the squad there. You'll see a proper video of that tomorrow for the Glory Hunter. But jumping straight back into here with Lazio, we go ahead and jump into simulation here against Venezia in 11 minutes in. Guess who? David Remy. I feel like I could just have a button that just says David Remy goal, and it will do that. Orstiano goes ahead and equalizes it to make it 1-1 in the 27th. And then right before the break, we get a chance to make it 2-1, in which, of course, Garrett, again, a button that says Garrett to make it 2-1. The second half, quite literally nothing happened. That was the most boring second half I've ever watched the simulation be played. We actually go top of the table with that win. Atalanta go ahead and drop points, and we're looking, and they actually lose to Juventus 2-1. So they lose a massive points to Juventus there. So we end up going top of the table with 1 game left to go against Inter Milan at the Inter Milan Stadium at the San Siro. The fake San Siro. I don't think the San Siro is actually in the game. It's not. Yeah, we jump into the game here against Inter Milan. Of course, San Siro's not a game. Yeah, Inter Milan versus Lazio for the title. A win here is obviously good enough to win the league title because we're first at the moment. A draw here could be good enough if Atalanta lose. I did not see who they played in the final game days here. It starts with Zahovic getting a good chance. David Raya with a great save there. Halftime 0-0, but again, a draw here could be all that we need to lift that glorious trophy for City, our title. It's going to come down to the last 45 minutes. I would prefer a win and not base it off of luck, because luck normally isn't on my side. It's been on my side to get up into that first position after Lazio lose or Atalanta losing, but Savinho 5 minutes into the second half absolutely rockets into the back of the net to make it 1-0 for Lazio. Gives us the lead, gives us the hope, gives us one hand onto that trophy. The trophy's obviously here at the stadium. It's also with Atalanta. It's the one that we want to lift, though. We want them to be sad. And Bisek, he crosses it into Bastoni, who's offside. Not quite sure why this highlight is in here. In all honesty, I edited it down last night at like midnight almost. So yeah, I don't know why that edit was in there, but look at that ball from Berger. Look at that. I mean, Remy couldn't do anything with it. The keeper positioned himself well, but that ball from Berger was goal worthy in itself. And this is going to be their last chance and one of their only chances of the entirety of the second half here to try and draw a level, to possibly play spoilers for our trophy title here. It's Carlos Augusto on the ball. It's a shot. It's a great save by Devin Remy, and here Posh gets the ball. He just boots it up the field. He doesn't boot it up the field. That is game over. That is Lazio, our Italian Serie A champions. We are the champions of Italy. We go ahead and get the tick off of that trophy. Look at that beautiful, beautiful trophy there. The Coppa Italia belonged to us last season. The Europa League belonged to us last season. We couldn't do well in the Champions League, getting knocked out in the first knockout round in the round 16 against Arsenal. But we do go ahead and win the Serie A. The main reason why we did this second season in this accelerated season fashion as well was with this to win the Serie A, in which we did. Arthur Vermeeren, the captain of the club, lifts the trophy. But the reason why we won it is right next to him in David Remy, and honestly David Rea as well for those simulations. Obviously, the higher rating will do worlds of wonders. We go ahead and lift that trophy, and my God, did we need to lift that trophy. There it is. It's ticked off on the Glory Hunter. Next up, it's UEFA Europa League, our last chance of international success, and then we're off to Germany. But David Remy had 31 goals. Savinho had 29 goals. Garrett had 25 goals. 18 assists for Remy, 10 assists for Savinho, 7 assists for Garrett, 13 assists for Arthur Vermeer, and you can see at the bottom of the screen. Here is our group for the Euros. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. We take the job for Bayern Munich. We are going over to Bayern Munich for next episode. That's it for me today. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.